Hey guys, welcome back to It's Always Something. We got a present in the mail today. Looks like our photosensors came in. For those of you who are just joining us, in part one we had to bypass a photosensor for our coach light, and looks like they came in, and we'll be able to replace them now. Go back and watch part one if you haven't. You might enjoy it. So these look to be perfect. Looks like our measurements paid off. Um, these look identical to the old ones. Um, So let's pull out an old one and do a side by side just to be sure. And then let's get up on the ladder and get these things installed. All right, here it is side by side with the old one. You can see the dimensions are bang on. I mean, it's perfect. Look at the difference in lens clarity. The old one is so cloudy compared to the new one. I wonder if that'll make it come on later. But yeah, these look identical. This has got a little plastic cap and it doesn't have a washer. We can pull the washer off the old one. But other than that, I don't see why these won't work. So here we go. Out with the old and in with the new. Alright, all the tools we need to get this photosensor installed are right here. My Klein non-contact voltage detector, some lever nuts, a 2-holer to go between the photosensor and the fixture, and a 3-holer for all the neutrals. Of course, the photosensor, a couple zip ties, and some wire strippers. And that's it. Let's just get up on the ladder and get this done. Alright, don't judge me too harshly by my graphic skills, but here's a quick little wiring diagram of how we're going to install this photosensor. Pretty simple. All we're going to do is stick the grounds together, stick all the whites together, and then the photosensor will go between the house power and the light. So black to the house power and red to the black coming out of the light, and that's all there is to it. All right, back up on the ladder. This should look familiar to you guys that saw part one, except for this time, instead of wearing my GoPro on my head and looking like a freak, I've got my extension ladder leaned up against the roof, and I've got the camera connected to that. It needs to be a lot steadier, and hopefully no one gets motion sick. Um, but here we are. We're taking the cap screws off and taking the fixture down. If I would have been smart, I would have taken the duct tape off before I took the cap screws off. But sometimes I'm not the smartest guy. So I take the cap screws off, and then I realize, hey, I need to get this duct tape off. Um, so I'm holding the fixture in place with one hand and taking the duct tape off, which is stuck very well with the other hand. It's takes some effort to get this duct tape off with one hand and this weird angle, but it eventually does come free. Not complaining, it served its purpose. It kept the hole left by the missing photosensor covered and kept the rain out. So, hey, no complaints from me. Now we've got the light fixture down and we can redo our wiring here. The lever nuts make this very easy to do. So I'm gonna check it dead with my non-contact voltage detector. This is such a great tool. This is so handy instead of having to carry a meter everywhere. We're going to put the photosensor in place. It's got the washer on it to help make it rain tight, and then we'll take the barrel nut that came with it. We'll hand tighten it on this side, and that should hold it in place. And why? We'll just get that straight, make sure that's snug, and the photosensor is mechanically installed. Now we just got to get it electrically installed. So I'll try and bounce this up against my belly, and I'll disconnect this 2-holer lever nut. I'll disconnect the the line that's going to the light fixture, since now that's going to be fed from the photosensor, and I'll replace it with the black going to the photosensor. So I didn't even have to disconnect it from the house. All right, so that's in place. All right, so now I'll take my other 2-holer that I brought with me, and I'll open the levers, which I should have done before I was on the ladder, but sometimes I'm not the smartest. And then this two-holer will will connect the red coming out of the photosensor to the black going to the light fixture. So here's the black from the light fixture. Put this on one side of this other two-holer that I brought with me. And you don't have to use lever nuts. Wire nuts work just as well. I just like the lever nuts. They're convenient sometimes. They are a little bulky, um, but like I said, they're convenient. So there's the red and the black. The red coming out of the photosensor to the black to the light fixture. So that's done. Now all that's left to do is connect all the neutrals. I had a two-holer on here before since it was just the light fixture coming to the house, but now we've got the photosensor neutral, so I need a three-holer. So I took my two-holer down because I can reuse it later. That's what's great about them. And I'm going to connect all my neutrals into this three-holer lever nut. Give these wires a little twist to make sure there's no stragglers. Slide it on, slide it into the lever nut, close the lever, done. Right, nice and snug. Next one in line, give it a little twist, make sure there's no stragglers. Slide it in, close the lever, boom, done. Last one. It's our last connection, and we'll be done electrically already. Slide this one in place, close the lever, done. Right, there it is. Everything's connected. Alright, now I'm just going to take a couple zip ties and zip tie these wires together, take some of the mechanical stress off the connector. That way it'll pull on the zip tie instead of on the lever nut. So we'll zip tie those neutrals together, and we'll zip tie these hot leads together. This is actually the switched hot leads coming from the photosensor. We'll zip tie those together. We'll cut the long part of the scrap part of the zip ties off, so it's not taking up a bunch of room in our box. I have to make sure to go pull those out of the flower bed. All right, all we gotta do is straighten this mess up and get this thing installed again. With a little patience, we get it done. We slide these back on the, the two bolts coming out of the house, out of the bracket, and put this one barrel nut on, uh, and then if you remember, the other barrel nut is in the flower bed or in the stones down there somewhere. So that's going to take me a while to find. So while I'm just going to have this on so it doesn't fall, and now I got to go find that stupid barrel nut. After an hour of digging around the stones and the plants, I found the barrel nut finally. Got it installed. Look at the sunset. So you can see the lights working just fine. So no more caveman turning the light on and off manually. There are a few differences between the new photosensor and the old photosensor. I noticed that when I put my finger over the new photosensor, it's got about a 10 or 15-second time delay before the light actually kicks on. And I noticed that it has to be a little bit darker for this photosensor to kick on compared to the old one. That could be because the lens on the new photosensor is so clear that it lets more light in, or it could be part of the photosensor sensitivity. I don't know. But anyway, it does behave a little bit differently, but good enough for me. Overall, I'm happy with this project, and I'm ready for the next one because it's always something.